guys, welcome back to our little next Thursday episode of PTGO. We're gonna feature another fun deck. By fun deck, I mean it's fun to have, fun to use. You can bring it to leagues and have fun, people. But don't take it to competitive play. There's a lot of things that are wrong with the fun deck, but the point is when you pull it off, they're fun. Like basically, it's like a little troll kind of thing. This deck is a fun deck with Unfezant, Spinda, and Mew. I added Dunsparce in just to add a little more consistency into it, but Dunsparce is not really part of the original deck, but I added him in just to have a little twist to it. Basically, the whole point of it is if you don't have like Mew or something, Mew-Ex is a 120 second Pokemon, but his ability is pretty much one of the more creative abilities that pretty much came out in Pokemon in this current format. It's basically this Pokemon can use the attack of any Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. You still need the necessary energy to use the attack though. So basically, you can copy any of your Pokemon attacks or your opponent's attacks. All you need to do is have the necessary energy cost. Mega Gengar has the same kind of effect, but it's an attack really, and this one is more or less an ability that takes form as an attack. It's kind of interesting. So basically, what we're gonna do, the whole point of the deck is to basically get out Unfezant and Feather Dance. During your next turn, each of these Pokemon attacks does 80 more damage. Before I exit out of this, Unfezant is a 140 flying type Pokemon with a weakness to electric and resistance to ground, which is kind of useful in the ground matchups. It also has a Delta Evolution, which basically lets you evolve it the first time you play it. So if you get Pit of and then evolve into Tranquil, you can straight up evolve into Unfezant on the same turn that you evolve to Tranquil. So basically what it is Pit of, Wally, Tranquil, Unfezant. If that combo ever works out for you, great. Has it worked out for me? Not really. But I mean, the option's there at least. So basically, we're gonna use Unfezant's Feather Dance, and then stack up to our next attack being 80, and we're gonna use Spinda's attack. Not stacking your steps. Uproar. Uproar. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So basically, it does 90 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. That's a lot of damage. The way you would want to do it is usually people will stack with Dusknoir or something like that just to make it more competitive, but however, there is one fundamental flaw with this, and the fundamental flaw itself is the Feather Dance. The Feather Dance lets you do, on your next turn, lets you do 80, however, for whatever reason, if you miss, like say for instance, take away energy and you don't get another energy back, if you miss it, or if they put Mew back into the bench spot, you have to re-Feather Dance up. So sometimes your opponent will know the deck already, will know that what the deck's going for, right? So they'll probably most likely either Lysander out the Spinda or the Unfezant, or they'll do anything pretty much to disrupt Mew from getting out the big Spinda attack. So bear with me with that. There are a couple of decks that are better at it naturally, but this deck would actually do not that bad against slower decks like Groudon, Kyogre. What's another slow deck? Metal Ray's not really slow. It has good damage potential though. It's not a slow deck. Metal, Groudon, any kind of metal deck I guess would be kind of a slow deck. Let's see. There's no fire decks. Is there? I guess not really a fault either. Either way, if the deck is slow, you have better odds against it. If the deck is fast, you'll have to work really hard to get these Pokemon out at the same time because it's basically a 2-turn attack. But it's a very fragile attack because Mew's fragile. If their conditions for it are also fragile. But if you do pull it off, it is pretty nice to see 90 go to every single Pokemon, especially with a large bench. And then Dunsparce is here because Dunsparce does second bite, 10, and then 10 for each damage on the active Pokemon. So basically, they have 90, so we'll do 100 next turn. It's just to keep, so that we have the Feather Dance up again. It's that way. Basically, the way this deck works is you Feather Dance once. Then you go ahead and second bite the rest of the Pokemon, and you do a good amount of damage. That's pretty much the line here. It's a Pokemon line. It's not that much. There's only 14 Pokemon. Usually, you can run maybe a little more to hop on. You can run a little more on these line right here. Just hop on consistency. You also got 4 Acrobikes just to help speed up the deck. 1 Battle Compressor. That's mostly for supporters, actually, to be honest with you, because I have Verse Seekers up in here. This is pretty ghetto. I have Verse Seekers in this deck, so you have to. I pretty much use it for the supporters just to get them out, and that way I can Verse Seeker if anything. One Professor Letter just because energy is kind of crucial in this deck. Rare Candy to help get out the Unfezant, just skip the whole Tranquil line. We also have Sacred Ash just to have Sacred Vetro. We have Sacred Ash just to get out anything that happens. Maybe for instance our opponent knocked out Spinda because we're trying to get everything else ready and we need another Spinda. We can Sacred Ash and hopefully draw into it. We got 2 switches just in case. Most of the Pokemon here actually have a free retreat cost. Dunsparce does, which is amazing. So does Unfezant. Only Spinda and Mew have a 1 retreat cost, which isn't too bad, but once again, energy is pretty crucial in this. We have 4 Ultra Balls to get out everything we need, 4 Burst Seekers to just reuse things. We got 1 Chorus, 1 Lysander, 3 Ends, 4 Sycamores, 1 Wally just for whenever this actually happens. I like Wally, but I'm not too much of a. I think I don't know. I just don't like using it. I don't like it as a supporter. Like I love Wally. I love what it does, but I really feel like it's like not a waste of a supporter, but sometimes it's kind of like a 50-50 right there. We got 1 Riona because most of our deck is colorless, so it might help out in getting what we need. We got 1 Dimension Valley, we got 4 Dimension Valley, 3 Hard Charms, 2 of the Jamming Nets because the Jamming Nets reduce damage by 20, and with Hard Charm reduce damage by 40 to Mew. So Mew can live at least a little more than usual. If you don't like Jamming Net, you can swap it out for Headringer. Headringer does work sometimes. And then 7 energies. The Dimension Valley basically is just for Mew, but it helps turn these attacks, these 2 energy cost attacks into 1 energy cost attacks because these attacks become Mew's attacks. So basically we can Feather Dance and we can Second Bite for 1 energy, while we can Glare and Uproar for no energy with Mew if we have Dimension Valley up. So there you go. That's how the deck works. It is a fun deck, so keep that in mind. I can't stress that enough. I don't want anybody like taking this as a competitive deck. This is a fun deck. But like always, there's gonna be some codes in here as well. I decided to actually hide them within the video. So apparently people were telling me that bots are there's a thing. I don't know there's a thing that I know there's bots, but I didn't know there's bots actually hunted for codes. So there's bots that actually just get codes and I guess use them. So I will actually put them in the video now. And if you on the Reddit site, I will put it in the comment section somewhat. Like you have to comment and then I'll PM you the code, and then that way you guys have a chance. This is more for the newer players to get some cards. But I mean, oops. But cards always help. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoy the video. So we're going against a Mrs. Jarhead 2. Okay, and I'm kind of confused. I guess a girl can be a Jarhead. I mean, not typically, but I guess a girl can be a Jarhead. So 2 Mews and an energy. If we get supporter, I think we're okay. Our opponent is running some kind of interesting deck here. Let's see. So like a Swolix or Aromatisse. Okay, so like a fairy deck essentially. That's not too bad. Kind of a bummer right here, but we'll go ahead and just get out Spinda or Pidove or Dunsparce. We'll get out Pidove just so we can use the attack. It might actually help us out. And at the end of our first turn, I'm kind of excited to see what our opponent's bringing here. It's a fairy deck, but I mean, there's so many different variants of one, so we can finally see what this one is. Swolix is not usually a starter. I guess in this Prissy didn't want to come out. Could be Mega Guardi. Could it? So we got Mega Guardi, we got Fairy Box, right? And then we got this guy's featured in Toad decks, but I don't think anymore since the last one ban. Rocky Helmet, that's interesting. And that's actually not that bad. Spinda, Tranquil. We just use our supporter, so we can't Wally into that second one, but we'll go ahead and let's see, Staggering Steps or Uproar, replace. You know what, might as well just Uproar. Just to put some damage. Good thing is Rocky Helmet doesn't activate since he's in the bench, pretty much. Which is pretty good. It only works when he's active. And I think, or that wording that Yeah. Active Pokemon. Nice. There's a new one coming out called Lucky Helmet, and that thing looks amazing. Basically, when you get hit, you get to draw 2 cards when you get hit. It's super awesome. Lucky Helmet seems like a card that you want to run. I mean, who doesn't want to draw? Who doesn't want to draw more cards? I want to draw more cards, especially like right here. I'm like, oh my god, I wish I had like 2 more cards right here that could be useful. But knowing PTGO, I'm gonna have like 4 Sycamores, so never mind. We don't need anything else. We can for sure get the Unfezant. You know, let's for sure get it. Just to play it safe. I mean, she's not really pressuring me too much. She's gonna X-Blast. But I think she has to have a switch card. So you know what? Let's see. Oh, I'm a dummy. I completely forgot about... Man, I swear I misplaced so much. I forgot about Dimension Valley. So let's go ahead and just Uproar again, I guess. I'm a big dummy. I completely forgot about Dimension Valley. So that might actually help out our opponent in this game, because now he's going to put another energy here, not worry really about this roll that's here. So yeah, there you go. Zinnia has the resources ready. Let's go. I still don't get Dimension Value, but I can at least put another energy. So just basically right here depends on our opponent. If he doesn't have an energy card, which I doubt since it's a fairy deck, and fairy decks always carry those massive energies. What's interesting though is our opponent has not played on another bench Pokemon, which is interesting. It's gonna switch. Yeah. X-Blaster. X-Blaster. So he's got more fairy Pokemon now. He's got Jigglypuff, he's got Zinnia's Jigglypuff. Okay. That's just something she probably just enjoys. Zinnia's right there. Swirlix. And now, whoa. Does X-Blast require to discard energy? I don't know. So X-Blaster. We're going to put out the other Mew. Let's go Sycamore. Put on our other Mew. Put on our energy since Dimension Valley seems to be missing. Seems to be AWOL. You can't X-Blast again unless he switches, which might be a thing. But we're gonna take that chance. Oh, there's a lot of attacks we can use. We're gonna take a chance to just Feather Dance. And I really hate that whole bench roll. It's the one thing you gotta get used to in this game is the bench. You gotta really stay active on that. And basically, when your Pokemon goes to the bench, it nullifies any current effects that were on it currently. So, me Feather Dancing and them making me go to the bench will basically reset that effect. It's kind of annoying. It's gonna break through. So, at least Nighty's going straight to his face. And I think with that, there's not really much he can do. All his Pokemon will be injured. Enough to at least enough to the point where Second Bite will actually do some mad work. I'm trying to get Dimension Valley, but let's go to Lysander actually. And we're gonna Lysander out this other Xerneas. He's got 2 retreat cost. So, and then now we're gonna do Uproar for 90 damage. Oh, we're reducing that one, but 90 there, 90 there, 70 here, 90 there, 90 there. So we take out, I think, 2 Pokemon. We got 1 Dimension Valley, so that's good. I think it really depends on our opponent, but I think we can just seal the deal from right there. He's gonna Geomancy, but I think we can seal the deal. With Dunsparce here, we can for sure seal the deal, at least that much. If I got some kind of thing like some kind of sleep, but that's fine. We're going to put an edge on Dunsparce too, because Dunsparce might be important right now. Let's see. Nothing really I need too much, and I don't want to get too greedy. I would like to pull out the double Uproar. Believe me, I would, but you know what? The Uproar will actually knock out the King's Con, even though King's Con doesn't do much. I would do. I don't think I would even do enough to kill the Xerneas, but I'm just gonna do this knockout to the King's Con. So I think I found where all my dimensional values were at. They were probably in my prize cards. There you go. So PTGO loves to. I've already got 2 out of there, so I'm assuming these. If I pull 2 more, then we know things were stacked up there. He's gonna X Blast, but the point is, maybe we can pull a second Uproar off. You know what? Let's see if we can pull off a second Uproar. This is a fun deck after all, so might as well put the fun into it. You know, let's see if we can put a second Uproar off. Come on, I'm really hoping for this. We're gonna Feather Dance. He can't X Blast again, so he's gonna have to retreat. I don't know if he's got that much switch cards. To be honest with you, I don't think anybody has that much switch cards. But you can break through. That won't do enough. So there we go. We pretty much won the game because he can. She can't. Jarhead can't do anything to stop this Uproar. So 90 there and 70 there. That's gonna take out both for Pokemon. There you go. How'd you get Mew? Oh, I'm sorry. I would tell you. Well, okay. I don't know if maybe you might hear this, but the way you get Mew is I pretty much just trade it. But if you don't, well, the way you get Mew is you just trade for it. But if you don't want to trade for the cards, he's in this Mew is in Radiant Collection. So they're pretty easy to combine Radiant Collection actually. They're the Shaymalan in that one, the Mew in that one, and I think there's another card. Are pretty easy to combine. So the odds of you getting that aren't that hard. But there you go. I'm sorry I wasn't able to tell you, Jarhead. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, this is a new little feature too. Of course, I won't be using Lord Mew to get these. I'll probably be using the Salamence deck because actually the Salamence are, let's see, Salamence or my. Oh, Ultra Latios has the other thing. Probably be using my Salamence deck just for the funs. It's a fun deck to use. But yeah, so there you go. That's Mew-Ex. It is a fun deck. So don't get too like antsy about it. And when it works, it's really fun. When it doesn't, don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's just how it works, really. But there you go. That's Mew. So if you guys liked it and enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment on the bottom. I post this on Reddit too, so hopefully you can have some discussions there because apparently Reddit has like this big policy with discussions. And so I'm up to it. I always comment on other people's posts, try to help out as much as I can, and I watch other people's videos there too, just to have a little chat with them and everything like that. Their videos are pretty interesting too. Some of them have like some really interesting ones. I think there's this one with, I think his name is Mike PTGO. He has one with that another Reddit gave him, I think his name is Rockies. Gave him some kind of lock deck, and it was actually pretty interesting. I didn't think of that actually, but I don't really go into that kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of lock decks, but here you go. So Lord Mew, fun deck. It's kind of budget too. If you want to consider it a budget deck, it is, since the most expensive card in this deck would probably be the Hyper Gear or the Mew-Ex itself, and they're like $2, I want to say. So you can make this entire deck for like what, I want to say less than $30 maximum, somewhere around there. Maybe I'll overshooting you just a bit, but around there. It's a budget deck really. But so there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like always, have a great day, guys.